This figure is just drop dead gorgeous. Of course, as a reviewer, I have to tell you why this figure looks so drop dead gorgeous.
What up, tubers? Zeltrax Millennium here, back with a brand new video review. Please be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe, and I hope y'all enjoy the video.
Hello YouTubers, Zeltrax Millennium here, back with a brand new review for you. This time as a part of the Okinawan Triforce, which I got from Okinawan a day ago. This is a review on SH Figuarts Greed Ankh Greed from Commodore O's. You know, literally, he's Complete Ankh. We all know who he is. So let's take a look at his box, because I actually have a lot to talk about this box. Whoa, almost dropped the camera. Typical of the O-style packaging with the Greed, we got a black and red box with the 3 rings for the metals, Taka, Kujaku, and Condor. Got Greed, Ankh, Greed. I don't know why they did that. Kind of makes it seem redundant. Bandai Collector Shop exclusive logo right there. O's logo, Hamashi Nations. This side of the box shows a wonderful picture of Ankh right there. Back of the box shows Ankh right there, Ankh right there, Ankh with his massive wings, and a stand. Speaking of the stand, here's the stand. It's pretty much a basic Tamashi stand, pretty much. It's got the symbols of the Greed, which this one's Ankh, Uva, Kazari, Mezuru, and Gamel. And it says quite, if I can get it below there, hopefully you can see it. It says, "Happy Birthday Greed." Or, as Kogami would put it, "Happy Birthday Greed!" Oh! Sorry, I had to do it. So yeah, and this actually has an attachment, which we'll see in a bit. So now let's take a look at the hands he comes with. Here's one of the hands for the left hand. And the paint on this is just gorgeous! It's like 2 of his rings are actually molded in and painted over. That is just amazing detail! I love it! This is just like a standard wafting in the wind pose, I guess, hand. I guess. Then a hand for when he's shooting fireballs, I guess. A really raged out hand, which if you put it on the figure, kind of makes it look like he's about to pretty much kill you. They also got this other wafting hand for when he's like posing like he normally does in the show. And also another grabby hand, which this one's actually a little bit more relaxed than the other one. At least I think that way. Anywho, yeah. So now, let's get into the figure, which is what you're probably here to see. Let me just refocus, because this thing needs to be refocused. Hold on. This figure just looks gorgeous! I don't know how they were able to translate the suit of the Complete Ankh Greed to an action figure, but they did it. They absolutely did it. I mean, just giving you a little bit of a 360 turn here. It just looks absolutely amazing. Sorry. Just showing you the legs. It's like, The paintwork on this Figuart just looks gorgeous. I'm going to keep saying gorgeous throughout this entire review. It just looks awesome. Little peacock things on his legs, his body right there. His arms look amazing, especially that one hand that we've all come to know from Ankh. The legs all look beautiful, and I love the gradient of the sort of Tatobah colors. Like, you see it on the arm. Well, you can't really see it on the arm, but you can actually see it in the little tiny wings here. Red, green. Red, yellow, and green. Kind of weird. And that head sculpt. Oh my god, look at that head sculpt. Just looks absolutely beautiful. And if I can actually get my bright light here. Sorry if I'm going to blind you guys for a bit. But his green face is actually... Well, I'm not going to be able to show it. But the green visor he's got is actually translucent plastic. You can kind of see it there. The silver on his face just looks good. The orange for his mouth, that's kind of an odd choice, but oh well. The gold tuft of hair right here. The side of his head right here, which kind of makes you resemble Tasha Dor a lot more, since this thing is pretty much like a monsterized version of Tasha Dor. In fact, most of the Greed forms are monsterized version of those combos. Oh well. The gradient continues on in the hair. And these are really spiky. You could probably hurt yourself on the back of Ankh's head alone. And the Greed belt. It looks beautiful. I just love this belt. And I love all the scale detailing. Look at this. Just looks amazing. Now we get to the biggest selling point of Figuarts, which is the articulation. Now, like with most of the Okinawan Triforce Figuarts that I got a while ago, I did actually have a bit of a problem with Ankh. His legs were stuck as all heck. Super Tataba had the problem. Ghostly Knight had a tiny version of the problem. I'll get to that in Ghostly Knight's review. But all I had to do was pop the legs off, shave a bit of the plastic off, and just use a little bit of shock oil. And simple enough. Pull the leg down. The leg moves perfectly. Though for some odd reason, every time when I modify my Figuarts to not have the hip problem, for some odd reason, most of the time the leg pops off after you do that whole motion thing. It's not that big of a problem. At least that way the figure's leg won't break off. And that way I won't have to worry about it actually breaking. So yeah. In terms of articulation, same as most of the other Figuarts, though up here it kind of gets crowded, and a lot of these are parts that you have to put on yourself. I actually had to pull out the instructions for this guy in order to put them all together, which is kind of sad, really. But yeah. Articulation. Twist up at the thigh, ball joint here, and look at that detail. Look at that detailing right there. It just looks amazing. The knees, I actually had to put the shock oil in the back of Ankh's knee because it was really tight back here. But yeah, double jointed knee, ball jointed ankles, a bit of toe action, 360 waist. Though I don't really want to force it. If you move these little wing things out of the way, and all these are on simple peg and socket joints. Normal articulation there. Outward, twist at the bicep, bends at the elbow, and the awesome wrist joint. Now, before I got my complete Ankh, I've actually seen a bit of a horror story of somebody on RangerBoard who got their complete Ankh, and their complete Ankh was kind of messed up. I mean, you weren't able to actually get the fist off of the ball joint for the wrist, and he actually had to do a little bit of operation on his complete Ankh in order to get that ball joint off. But thankfully, my complete Ankh does not have that problem. In fact, I'll demonstrate. Swapping the hands on Ankh, at least on mine, not hard at all. In fact, let me just get this on there. Not hard at all, not able to break off. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I know I said that. now we get into one of the coolest accessories of this set. And that is his wings. Holy mother, these wings look awesome. I mean, look at this. Each individual feather has detailing. Holy mother of God. Look at this. It just looks beautiful as all heck. But yeah, the way you put these on is actually pretty cool and kind of frightening. What I mean by frightening is that you have to go back here and you actually have to pull out, well, that was actually easy that time. You have to pull out these little tiny wings. In fact, hold on. Being a bit of a professional here. Most of the time I had to use an exacto knife in order to get them out. I tried using something else, but it just wouldn't have it. Just get in there. Just at least get it started so that way I can pop it out. Tight fit that. And this is where the stand comes in. And you might not have seen it throughout the review, but there is actually a little piece that you do while taking that off, taking the adapter piece and putting it like this, I think. Yeah, you should be able to do it like that. Hold on. That is a real snug fit. There we go. And what you do, take the wings, attach them like you would on the smaller wings. However, because of it being so huge, you actually have to futz around with the stand. And there's actually a clip here. There. Oh, almost had it. Yeah, I got it. And there you go. Look at that mighty wingspan. In fact, hold on one second. Ah, much better. So now, is Complete Ankh worth your money? Heck, yes! With all the amount of accessories he has, especially that huge wingspan, just the level of detail, the level of paint, I cannot recommend this figure enough. Go to your middleman, go to Rider Proxy, Okinawan Toy Seller, look around on Mandarake if they have any, look on Yahoo Japan auctions. I do not care. Get this figure. You will not regret it. Man, I love this figure. So yeah, in closing, this is Zeltrax Millennium saying goodnight and good luck. This figure is highly recommended. And I will see you all in the next part of the Okinawan Toy Seller Triforce. Later.